As we begin to look at what God has done for our church, we know it's nothing short of a miracle of how God allowed ministries to come together, the entire denomination to come together for the first time in history to help a local congregation. But as we begin to look at what the Bible talks about in John 4, a woman at the well who had come to a place, she come at noontime because she had been maligned and talked about. She had been in a place where her life was in shambles and torn apart, and she was now trying to avoid any contact with the larger community simply because everybody knew what she was going through and used it against her. This was real faith. A church that had been into a place where people were not comfortable going into public because you're from that church. The church that went through the tragedy, the church that still isn't in their building, the church that lost their leader. And there were truths and even lies that were told. However, we thank God that this afternoon we can testify that just like the woman at the well, there was reconciliation. There was a rebirthing. For her, she was able to go and tell her community, come see a man who knew all about my issues, who knew all about my struggles, who knew all about my circumstances, and it didn't matter to him. In fact, I came there thinking that I needed physical water to drink, and not understanding that there was one at the well who was waiting on me to give me water that I'll never thirst again. For see, she had a resistance against men because the Bible says she had been married 5 times. And she was the 6th man that she was with wasn't even her husband. Could it have been that she made up in her mind that because of all the 5 failed marriages that she had, that she said, you know what, to the 6th man, listen, I know you're going to leave me just like everybody that came before you. So I'm not willing to change my last name to your last name because I know at least it won't hurt as bad when you leave. But the amazing thing was that this day she came to the well and she had all of these experiences with all of these other men. But then she met the 7th man. And when she met the 7th man, he was able to tell her all about her issues and tell her, listen, I still love you and you're still valuable and you're still worthy to me. And it doesn't matter what you've been through and what you've gone through. And that peace that came over her is the same peace that we, the Real Faith Christian Church, now enjoy. Where we're able to shout again and love again and hope again and dream again.